Yeah, thank you and welcome back. I have just returned. I had a problem with my network and I am back. So, we were talking about our role in the humanitarian sphere, our role in helping those people who are in need all over the world without having to look at the divisions that we currently have throughout the world, without having to look at our abilities, because I believe that each and every one of us has his own ability in helping the people who are suffering throughout the world, because it's the Lord will help them through us. The Lord will never come from heaven and come and give them food and give them clothing, but He will come to their lives through you, through me, and through everyone else. So I always urge, and I also urge myself to always be strong enough to support someone, you know, pray for them and also take action that I can, because we are all called by one Jesus Christ. We are all called by one God, and all of us are here to serve. We are servants, and as servants, we have to appreciate the fact that being a servant is not an easy task. Being a servant entails laboring, working hard, struggling for others, not for your own, but for others. Unfortunately, we are caught up in a world where everyone only cares about himself, where everyone only cares about his friends and his close relatives. And we have forgotten that the world is big, and the big world needs us. We cannot escape, because blessings will be counted when the day comes. And when that day comes, we shall be required to answer what we did with what we were given by the Lord. And therefore, it is critical, it is important to not only give, but to also mobilize other people, because we said there is always power in numbers. When we come together, we are able to roll down the big stone easily. What would have taken an year to do takes some hours or some days to do. So it is our calling as a whole, the entire world. It is for us to realize that, because the most important thing is to know that we are here to serve God, but we need to ask ourselves, how are you at a personal level serving God? Are you genuinely serving God, or are you hiding under the umbrella of Christianity? Because there are people who just use Christianity to hide their problems and their mistakes. But we are not called to hide them. We are called to expose them and to take them to the Lord, so that He can forgive us, and so that He can unite us with His blood, which He shed for us when He died on the cross. It is therefore crucial as Christians to first do one thing: unite. Because there is a big problem among Christians when it comes to unity. You find Christians fighting fellow Christians, we define ourselves. I am Catholic, I am Orthodox, I am Pentecostal, I am who and who. But we forget the fact that all of us are Christians and that all of us pray to God and all of us believe in Jesus Christ. Once we realize that, then we shall be able to exercise the most basic commandment of God, to love each other. Because you cannot love when you are divided. You cannot help when you are divided. You cannot also serve when you are divided. Because maybe those people who God expects you to serve are the same people who you think are on the opposite side. So we first must desist to the gospel of division, and also, most importantly, we must desist from the gospel of prosperity. Because I think, according to my analysis and according to my understanding, the church and the religion has been turned to a place where you go to receive, where you go to just ask. It has been turned to a place where people go to fetch prosperity. Whereas, in essence, it should be a place where you go to cry, where you go to give, where you go to serve, and where you go to sacrifice. Blessings and prosperity should just come as a windfall of what you've done, as a reward of what you've done. And sometimes the reward may seem small as compared to the work you've done, but you've got to be ready. It's a sacrifice. And once you realize that it's a sacrifice to be a Christian on its own, then you do things right. Because if the church cannot do things right, then we cannot continue blaming governments of corruption, of misappropriation, of impunity. If the church itself is not united and is not doing things right, because the church should be the model to everyone else. You want things done right? Look at the church and you will know how things are done. You want to see corruption-free society? Look at the church and see how that can be done. But are we really that mirror? Are we that mirror? Are we that model institution as a religion, as we should be, and as God and Jesus Christ envisioned us to be? I guess the answer definitely to me, not, but not yet. Because I believe we have the capacity to lead from the front. We have the capacity to be a model institution as a church. We have the capacity to show people the way. We have the capacity, a hospital to all kinds of diseases. Therefore, let us focus our minds, let us focus our hearts to doing things right. Let us focus our lives and our minds to being that model institution, to being that model individual, because the Bible tells us that we are the church. The church is not the structure or the congregation. The church is in your heart. So, can your heart be used as a model by other people to do things right? Answer yourself, and you will realize what you need to do for you to be in the right. I feel sorry. I feel angered to realize that a section of the church has been turned into business. So people are going to church, are opening up churches to as businesses, and so misleading many of people. But I'm not the judge. Neither am I Deputy Jesus. I'm just an individual who just feels that the church should be the model to the world. And that has always been my stand. Let us desist from sin. Let us be the model church. Because by doing so, we shall have taken many to eternal life. God bless you and God keep you. I shall see you in the next stream. Thank you.